Good morning. This is Luke Thomas, Holmquist here at the Earthquake Forecast Center, quakeprediction.com, 8:42 in the morning, Thursday, January 20th, 2022. And here's the forecast, earthquake forecast for California, Japan, Greece, and Alaska. We'll start with California. This peak back here on the 7th produced a 5.8. This one here on the 20th, 6.2. This one produced a 7.3, but on the other side of the Pacific plate, we're lucky we didn't get that. 4.8 on the 5th, 3.9 on the 12th, down near the Salton Sea. And this peak here, we were worried that that would produce a quake in the San Francisco Bay. It produced a 3.5 east of Los Angeles. And remember, this is for the California earthquake risk, but it also includes Nevada as well. But 3.5 east of Los Angeles on this peak. And now this one here on the 21st could trigger a quake on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And that risk is at a 3.9. We already got today at 3.7 east of San Francisco and western Nevada. And that is in association with this peak right here, which could produce a strong quake of 3.9, but we already got a 3.7. Sort of verifying that peak. It came a little early, but the risk is always a day before and a day after the peak, which is on the 21st. So we still could get some more action on that. Here's the forecast map for today, which is northwest of Los Angeles, the risk, and southeast of San Francisco Bay. And then the 20th into the 21st, so late today into tomorrow, the risk is from San Francisco to northwest of LA. And then on the 21st and 22nd, the risk is northwest of Los Angeles. So again, we have a peak here for a possible 3.9 on the today, 20 through the 22nd, most likely on the 21st of January. All right. In Greece, the risk, well, we got a peak in risk here coming up on the 20th, which is today, and these maps kind of overlap. So the risk is in southwest Albania on the early part of the 20th. And then up in northeastern Greece, near west of Istanbul, in northeastern Greece, that's where the risk is the 20th into the 21st. And again, looking for a 4.0 to 4.5 in either this area, northwest Greece, or late in the day here in the northeastern Greece. And that's this peak and risk right here. This one back here, which we thought would produce a 6.0, produced a 6.6 down near Cyprus. So that was a strong peak. And now in Alaska, the risk is down near Kodiak and just southwest of Kodiak. We just got a 3.5 southwest of Kodiak, right in that risk area there. And then on the 21st and the 22nd, the risk shifts to southeast of Valdez and near Yakutat. And here's the risk graph. You can see it's pretty low risk across Alaska right now. This peak back here produced a 6.8 in southwestern Alaska, way, way down in southwestern Alaska. All right, in Japan, the risk is in western Japan right now. It is already the 21st over there. They're ahead of us as far as the time. And so they're living in the future. They are on the 21st of January already. And the risk is in western Tottori, Kyoto, Fukui, and Ishikawa in this area west of Tokyo. And then on the 22nd into the 23rd, the risk is near Shizuoka, Yokohama, and Tokyo here, just southeast of Tokyo near Chiba on the 22nd and the 23rd. And it's fascinating how this works. And the risk is not all that high right now. So maybe in this area or in this area, we could get a 4.0 or 4.5, but with the risk level this low, most likely not a big quake. So that's kind of handy when you see the risk level like when it's like this, back on the 7th of December, when it's above 5.0, you know, wow, something is very significant could happen. 5.0 could actually hurt somebody or even kill somebody, depending on the epicenter. So when it gets above 5.0, be on alert. Right now, the risk level in California is at about 3.9. And on the 18th, it was at 4.1, and that produced a 3.5. So, but when it gets over 5.0, it's a dangerous situation. And then this one here produced a 6.2 on this strong peak here. And we were really freaking out about this quake possibility here on I think it was the 28th and 29th of December. And the risk was transferred across the Pacific Plate to on the western side of the Pacific Plate. So we're very lucky on this one. So we'll keep an eye on this. This one here produced a 4.8, this one produced a 3.9, and so on and so forth. But in the future here, when we see this risk go above 5.0, we know to stay on alert. Now, this is for all of California. And the tricky part is to see exactly where in California it's going to hit. Now, this is what we use these forecast maps here for. And right now, the risk looks like it's pretty much centered between San Francisco Bay and LA. And then on the 21st and 22nd, it's right here northwest of LA near Santa Barbara, Coalinga, that area. And the 20th today through the 21st, San Francisco. So we still could get something in San Francisco, even as close as a 4.0 in San Francisco today or tomorrow, because we are on the second peak here. So that could trigger the quake we were waiting for in the San Francisco Bay. And the risk is very high in the San Francisco Bay today and tomorrow. And then on the 21st and 22nd, it's northwest of Los Angeles. All right, there you are. The risk is, again, at about a 3.9 possibility, but you could, this peak here produced a 4.8. So looking for about a 3.9 quake, we could get as high as of a 4.5 in the San Francisco Bay today, or northwest of LA, because our risk level is pretty significant, about 3.9. But we'll see what happens. Please go to quakeprediction.com to check out these different maps, the different days, and the risk overlaps. So this map here is the 19th, 20th, 2021, 21, and 22, because the risk, you have a peak, but it could happen either before that peak or a little bit after that peak. So that's why we put it on a couple of days there, 2 days. All right. Thank you for joining us here today on this beautiful day, on this beautiful beach. And we will talk to you again tomorrow. Stay alert, and please check out the forecast at quakeprediction.com and the different graphs. Excuse me. And we'll give you another update tomorrow. It's fascinating how those graphs, you can, when the risk level, and those graphs are based on thousands of data points. So when that risk gets very high, be on alert. Something is most likely going to happen. So we'll talk to you again tomorrow. And thank you for joining us today. Thank you for supporting us. 17 years of research and over 187,000 followers on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We'll talk to you tomorrow.